Facebookers.
Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up Everybody. Day 591. It's Jubilee here. We're ready to rock and roll. How are you today? Thanks for joining. And I got an eyelash in my eye this early in the morning. It's trying to take me out. Ready to rock and roll. How are you today? Thanks for joining. And I got an eyelash in my eye this early in the morning.
All right, we got the echo thing. All right, so say hey to the Zoomers.
Good morning. It's Jubilee here. Thank you so much for joining. Let's see, drop a quick good morning in the chat. Let's see who's in the building. I still say in the building. It don't matter to me.
It's a Zoom.
We wasn't in buildings for almost 2 years, and I'm like, who's in the building? Let's go. It's the structure. All right. Good morning, beautiful people.
So Jubilee, tell them what they will need to participate with this juicy session.
All right, you can go ahead and grab pen and paper, or if you like to use your device to record things, you can just access your notes section. Whatever you feel comfortable with in terms of recording information. We will be working through a conversation around healing and healing intentionally through planning.
Awesome.
Excited, I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. Woo.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up.
You're not crawling around your shoulder.
We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
All righty, Jubilee, take it away. Unmute yourself.
Good morning. It's Jubilee. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Crisis in the Crown Masterclass by way of Wake Up Everybody Community. How's everybody doing today? I hope that you had an opportunity to grab a pen, a piece of paper, a journal. If you're a journaler like me, I have 50,000 journals. If not, if you're a device person and you like to kind of type it in on your phone, you can go ahead and do that. But today we are talking about healing, and my belief is that healing is intentional, and it takes a plan to be able to get out of tough spaces and move from trauma to triumph in our lives. And so I want to share that with you today, and some of the jewels that I learned and I'm still learning from my healing journey. You can advance to the next slide. So, Jubilee, where did the Crisis in the Crown experience begin? I've been talking about this for the past 3 or 4 years, and about the evolution of an experience that leads you from trauma to triumph, right? And I always talk about the crown and how heavy. I was watching actually the show The Crown, and I thought that it was phenomenal. Most people are like, girl, you watch that? That thing boring, child. Why are you watching that? But I thought it was so incredible because in one of the scenes, the queen was being coronated, right? Her father had passed away and it was time for her to be crowned. And it made me research the crown and the fact that this crown, right, that is the beloved crown of this empire, right, of the UK, has hundreds and hundreds of weighty, precious jewels on it. And like when you put it on, so you think, oh man, that is just beautiful. Look at it, just the shine and it's beautiful, but it's weighty. The crown is weighty. And the posture that you have to hold this crown, it has to be straight up and there has to be strength, right? From your head all the way down to be able to hold this crown. And so it is good morning. It is it's symbolic of me of what happens in our journey and what we get in our journey. Through our journey, we gain jewels, right? Which are our experiences and our lessons. But because of our response and openness to our experiences, to healing, to saying yes to ourselves and removing ourselves from negativity and all of that, we get to be strong enough to have this crown on our head. And so that's the concept of the crisis in the crown. I wrote a book about it. So I'll be pulling from that. And then, life happened. I am a breast cancer survivor. So I was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 26. Nobody thought it was breast cancer because I was so young and I had no family history. I was also pregnant at the time. And I was like, you know what? They diagnosed me, that was a blow. And then 3 weeks later, I found out that my pregnancy wasn't viable and I miscarried. And so I was dealing with diagnosis of an aggressive form of stage 2 breast cancer, which was rapidly growing, had already started to spread to my lymph nodes, and dealing with the loss of a pregnancy simultaneously. Like, how in the world does life give you, something like that, right? So I know all about trauma. So of course, went through chemo, lost all my hair, was sick like a dog, all the things, and then had to make sure that my wound was being healed. So much to focus on, so much to grieve, right? I went through so many other things in between there. My most recent, trauma was going through a divorce, tumultuous. Whoever thought the person that I would be, so connected to and committed my life to would end a single mom with literally no help. So I'm a single mom. I'm doing it though. God has given me grace though. Okay. And my kids is cute, honey. Okay. My sons are cute. They are handsome. All right. And I'm raising them because they're going to marry somebody's cute little pretty God-loving daughter. That's what I'm saying. Okay. I'm just saying. I'm not going to toot my horn or nothing, but I'm saying that them little chocolate boys is good. That's what I'm saying. Anyhow, right, God has given me grace, but I'm a single mom, right? I never expected that. I was, a virgin till I got married, like all the check marks. And then here we go, 13 years married and now divorced. What? Jesus, the crisis and the crown, right? And so I had to make a decision, right? So much of what we experience in life, like some of it is what happens to us and some of it is what we decide in response to what happens to us. Or a lot of it is what we decide in response to what happens to us. And so where did the crisis in the crown begin? It began with a decision to divorce, right? And it wasn't just me divorcing marriage, right? It was divorcing any mindset, right? That was negative, any mindset that was holding me back, any mindset that was anchored in fear, that was causing me to stay in a place that wasn't feeding me, that wasn't causing me to grow, that wasn't allowing me to evolve into my highest and my best self. So I had to say peace. But saying peace was really hard, right? After being in that kind of marriage for so many years, right? Emotional abuse became, a daily thing. Verbal abuse became a daily thing. So anyhow, so I had to say goodbye to that. A divorce, a latte, a journal entry, right? And I can't see the the slides?
Yeah, I took it down because of your sharing, and I'm not sure if you're going.
Oh, okay. Just
Mhm.
what's the last thing I wrote? I said a divorce, a latte, a single journal entry, and I feel like there was one more.
And a decision, baby.
And,
Just like I made the decision to take it down before you needed to read it.
no, that's okay. You know, listen, it's fine. But yes, and a decision. So like that's how I want to empower our community today. Right. You always have the space to make a decision, right? And one of the decisions I made in addition to those decisions is that I was going to trade it all. Anything that was dead weight, that wasn't serving me, I had the space, the power, the opportunity, the ability, the capacity, all of the things to trade it all, to exchange, right? And so I didn't write this song, but I'm gonna say I got a song about it. Want to hear it? Here it go. Now, want to hear it? Here it go.
All right.
So let's see if I can actually do this well. I believe in myself.
Yes.
So let me give it a try.
While she cues it up, family, just drop in the chat just your shares about what she told us, and make sure that you screen share the sound, the audio.
Yeah,
Can't hear it. I see you bopping, I see you moving, but we can't hear it.
I know. I'm gonna and share. Can you hear that now? Can you hear music?
Yes.
Okay, good. Let me just do this really quickly because I'm not sure how to do that. Okay. Hold on. Come on, just bop with it. I'm just giving you a little preview here. All right, here we go. Yeah. The name of the song is Traded It All. It's available on digital outlets everywhere. I traded the weight of the world for wings. I traded my silence for louder things. I traded my deepest and darkest fears for standing triumphant through pain and tears. I traded the things that I am for all that I can do. I know that I can. I traded my long nights on the floor in need of a friend. Days full of laughter and joy with no end, and there's no take back. Hey, all sales final. Left hand to the sky and right on the Bible. I traded it all. I traded it all. I traded it all. Listen, I traded self-pity for self-care. I traded self-harm for my welfare. I traded my rear view for a view of the sky. I traded my tattoo, love and a brand new start. You thought you could break me and manipulate me. You tell me you love me, right after you show me you hate me. Day though I walk through in fear, here I stand. I traded those dry bones for new fertile land. All sales final, let's turn to the sky and write on the Bible. I traded it all. I'm gonna trade it. I traded it all. I traded it all. Yeah. Listen, and there's no take backs. All sales final. It's the new me, baby. And right on the Bible, I traded it all. I traded it all. What are you trading? I traded it all. Yeah. Woo! Yes. Yes.
Beautiful.
That was amazing.
Yes. Can you still hear the music, or did it stop on your side? I'm trying to make sure I did my.
Good, you're good. You know, we
I
was
did
vibing. You did it. All righty, so I'm gonna hit your next slide.
Thank
There
you
you
so
go.
much. Okay, so I want to read to you an excerpt. Thank you, Keisha. I want to read to you an excerpt that I wrote when I was in Starbucks, I said a cafe, because, I don't want nobody trying to come after me for no infringement, no copyright, patent and stuff. So thank you, Teresa. So I just said a cafe and a latte, but I was at the Bucks of the Stars. That's where I was at. I used to go there every day. It was like my safe place. After getting divorced, my ex-husband didn't want to keep the house and he wasn't concerned about where me and my children were going to live. So I ended up having to sell my house. Sister, thank you. May God heal your heart. Selling the house that we were in for 13 years, and I moved back in with my parents. And so my sons and I, the two little chocolate good ones that's going to marry good one, those two, we were in a room at my dad's house. We shared a bedroom for almost a year and a half, right? And they were sleeping together in a twin size bed for almost a year, and they're too old to be sharing a bed, but that was what we had. And if it wasn't for my dad and my bonus mom welcoming me back in without any judgment, sometimes you just need that safe space, we would have had to go to a shelter, right? And so figuring out space in that time was kind of challenging, because there were a lot of us in the house. So I had to figure out a space that was going to be for me, where I could gather my thoughts, think, journal, and do this healing work that I'm talking about. Okay, so I wrote this in December 28 in the Bucks of Stars, because I realized that there was so many myths about how to heal, right? Some people were like, girl, you just stay to yourself and work on it, and then people were like, you got to get out there and meet people, right? So many different things. And it's like, well, which one is the right one? I'm like, Lord, just talk to me about what is it for me? What's it going to be for me? Some people thought it was, you got to be on a hiatus, take a 6-month leave just so many things. And I'm like, this is confusing to me. So I'm going to settle here and I'm going to center. And this is what I wrote. Healing, it's not sequential. It's not from one source, but rather fielded through one source. From God to sermon, from God to yoga, from God to prayer, from God to BFF, from God to intimacy with an ordained person, from God to the coffee shop. Experiencing painful life moments can be like having a high fever. Sometimes you just have to sit with it until it breaks. Some medicine removes the discomfort, but nothing will remove the pain until the fever breaks completely and the infection clears up. It's a part of the healing process. Healing is not just the removal or softness of your pain. Rather, it's about allowing God to cultivate within those moments without running away from the emotions, from the memories they bring, the vulnerability, patience, peace, mindset, and strength needed to go a little further, to go another moment, to go another day. It takes courage to sit with your pain and not numb your pain, and not explain your pain away, and not dismiss your pain, or compare your pain, or hide your pain. I believe these moments that are pressurized by pain should be met with self-compassion. Just take a deep breath right there. Self-compassion. When's the last time you showed yourself compassion? In these moments, we get to permit ourselves to feel and to respond in a way that honors our feelings. Precious jewels emerge when we are honest about where we are and what we are feeling. The jewels are the prizes produced from pain. There's purpose in pain, as hard as it may sound. I believe that by embracing the process, these jewels or lessons emerge and become adornments in our crowns. I just want to take a pause moment there, and for you to share in the chat. And Shawnee, if there's anybody that wants to come with you, maybe 2 people to kind of share what resonates with them about what I've said up till this point, what I just read, we can do that as well. Yeah. You can also drop it in the chat.
All right, no problem. So sister, I think you acknowledged this, just talked about the emotions that welled up as a result of hearing your song. And then you just sharing about the intentionality of healing in what you read. So the questions were dropped in. So what I'm going to do really quickly is take this slide down, because you have been generating a lot, Mama. And, just your powerful self, sharing what you share. And let me see what's out there. So anybody in this space who, from the song to Jubilee's energy to what she just read from the excerpt in her book, like has something that you want to share that has come up for you, and the testimony too about being in this transition and crisis mode with the release, the cancer, the release of the relationship, the adjustment with the children. I know a lot of folks have been through some stuff, myself included. So I'm going to ask if Gina wants to share anything. Kaisha, if you would like to share, who has something based on what Jubilee just dropped, all those gems. So Gina, Kaisha, Naomi, it's been a minute. I see someone unmuted. Who's that? Kaisha, go ahead, beloved.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was listening to your definition of healing pretty intently. I don't even know why I'm getting emotional, because I thought I was healed from a divorce, like you, and two people in my life, my mother and my grandmother, said I'm not. Because I made reference to some situations I've been in with my ex-husband, and it just kind of knocked me on my butt because I thought I was good. So but like you, that was the longest relationship I was in. So that's my reference point. And I did everything you said. I took time before I got back out there. And, I was part of the Wake Up Everybody series, and I journaled self-care practices, all of that. But just because I made reference, the two significant women in my life says, I'm not ready, I'm not over it. But I felt like I was. Even recently, this past weekend, I met my daughter's in-laws. Well, I met them before, but this time I spent a lot of time with them. And I know what it is to be married at 22 and what they're gonna go through. And my prayer for them, I pray for them all the time, because 18 years later, this is where I'm at. And I explained to the mother-in-law that I explained to her, because she don't know me. So I was like, I make a lot of references back to my ex-husband and conversations and experience, because we had a conversation about buying a mattress. And it was a funny story. It was an experience that I had with my ex-husband. And I explained to her, I said, that was the longest relationship that I had. So that's what I have. So I guess I was listening to your, listen to your definition on healing, just trying to see where am I now. It's been 2 years since the separation. Divorce was final in last year, but the 2 years, for myself and doing things and getting out. So I guess that's why I was listening to you, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. What I will say to you is that first statement, healing is not sequential, was in response to everyone thinking that they knew sort of this order that healing was going to happen to. And so once I sat and the Holy Spirit revealed that to me, it's not a sequential thing, right? Then I changed my goal from getting over it, right, to just working through it and understanding that the working through it is a continuum, right? We have a lot of open and shut philosophies, just in our world in general, right? It's very toxic. Oh, just get over it, right? And I wrote about that in my book as well. So, but it's stop saying those things to yourself, right? And stop allowing people to say that, because it's not that kind of thing. It's a continuum. My grandmother passed away when I was 12 years old. My mom's mom, she died when I was 12 years old. And they tell me I have her mantle of praying, a prayer warrior, this, spicy woman. Well, every now and then on Mother's Day, or when something big happens to my life, I'm 40. I'm going to be 41 in September. I still cry. Because I think, wow, imagine that she can meet her great grandsons. Imagine that she could see her prayers alive and well, right? And so if you can grieve over someone who hasn't even been in living form or naturally for 30 years, how much more could you grieve for someone who you were in close quarters with naturally for a long period of time, made a life with, right? So it's like allowing yourself to breathe and respecting the journey of healing as along a continuum. It is a continuum. And every single day you get to shed off a part of that impacted you negatively, holds you back, right? Like every day is a part of that journey, right? But it could be 20 years from now and you could be in the supermarket like, I'm just gonna call him John Jay. I don't know his name, right? Because I know it happens to me. It's like you might look at a can of tomato puree and like, that time I made that special pasta for John Jay and he said it was too salty and he was so mean about, like, it can come up like that because these experiences leave marks and imprints on our spirits, on our souls. So we have to walk it out, right? So change your goal from get over it, or I thought I was over it, right? To no, I'm working through it. And that's along a continuum. Does that help?
Yes, and thank you for mentioning all the philosophies that people tell you should be over it by now, or the rules. I'm so tired of the rules. Mm-hmm. Like if I have my ex-husband and I, we couldn't communicate, so we communicate through email. But if I got something to say to him to let him know what his child, our youngest daughter, is feeling about his behavior, I call him and he'll go, don't call him. No, he need, then I get defensive and then I get angry and I'm like, no, he needs to hear what she's going through, what I got to deal with her, and everything. And it's like, why are there so many rules to this? Mm-hmm. Like I just want to be myself and curse him out if I want to. And
there's no rules, like Z said. It's no rules, right? You are evolving as we all are. And the response that you have today, you feel like is necessary today. And I'll do this, and then we can, I know we have to move forward. But my ex-husband lived and worked near me all through our divorce. And it was a car, right? Our car. I ended up like taking a loan out of like my retirement to like pay for this car because we needed this car or whatever. He taught at a school that was near my dad's house, and driving in the community, I would pass this car all the time and never even think about it. And it wasn't until like a couple years later, I'm like, girl, you never bashed them windows out? What? You better go ahead and be anointed. And I'm like, wow, I could have done so many things, but it's like God gave me the grace to not want to respond like that. But maybe in the beginning of my process, maybe I would have felt like that, right? And so it's like, give yourself grace. Don't beat yourself up. These are natural feelings, right? Don't beat yourself up for feeling that way. Just make a decision if that's going to have the impact that you want it to have. Right? Or if that's where you want to direct your and putting tissue paper all around his car, I talk to my therapist or I talk to my friends, or, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, think about it from that point as a person who is evolving and healing on this journey. It's like more than the action itself, how do I want it to land? And how is it going to benefit me and my child, who I am still here and present for, myself and my child? Yeah.
Beautiful. So I'm going to put the next slide up. Thank you, Kaisha, just for your vulnerability and for your modeling of deep shares for growth and development. All right, so this is the next slide, my love.
Yes. And so what I'll say about this is, I believe that healing is intentional, right? That another myth is time heals all wounds. time heals all wounds. It's like, girl, who told you? Where y'all got that from? Time don't heal a thing, child. Time just moves on. That is what it is designed to do. Keep going. But if we want to keep going, right, and make sure that we are evolving as time continues to flow forward, we got to be intentional. Okay. And so I want to know, what healing tools do you currently use or have access to? And in a minute, we're going to shift to the 5 S's for healthy healing, right? But I want you to go ahead and drop in the chat, right? What healing tools do you currently use or have access to?
And Jubilee, can you give us some examples of maybe what your healing tools are to get us thinking?
Absolutely. Actually, Shawnee, you can advance to the next slide and play that video. So this was my prescription for healing. It wasn't everything, but it was a lot of it.
You know, what are you doing to heal? Like, I literally have a prescription. It's my prescription though, because it's what God showed me for me, right? Sitting in Starbucks was a part of it. Journaling every day was a part of it. Going to Dr. Felder on a weekly basis was a part of it. Changing the way that I saw myself was a part of it. Changing my words was a part of it. Listening to audible books on what to do in the middle was a part of it. Those were my prescriptions. Eating, changing the way I'm eating, make sure I'm putting the right things in my body was a part of it. That's not necessarily coming from a coffee room conversation at work or over the pulpit. So where? Like, we need our voices.
Jubes,
It's
that's
important. Yes.
So that was from the Crisis on the Crown conference that I had in 2020. And Crisis in the Crown really was birthed out of this space that existed between the pulpit and the therapy chair, and letting people know, like, you can love the Lord and be a spirit being, therapy, and still go to therapy, right? So employing both the natural and spiritual means for healing, right? So that we could all move towards wholeness. So that's what the coffee room pulpit comment was at the end. But yes, so those were some of my prescriptions for healing. Going to Starbucks, hot beverages do something for me. They carry meaning, because my grandmother, who I said passed away when I was 12, used to make us hot beverages every morning. She used to make us cocoa tea. She was Jamaican, so she used to make us cocoa tea, not hot chocolate. She used to make us tea. She used to make us, all sorts of porridge in the morning, cornmeal porridge, banana porridge, oatmeal porridge, you name it. So like having something hot and warm in the morning in a calming space has a lot of significance for me. So that was a part of my my healing toolkit. Journaling, I love a journal. I have been journaling for over 20 years. And I do not use it necessarily in a formatted way, right? But I always have it available. And by formatted, I mean, I don't open it and say, today I'm gonna write about this. I use it so that when I feel an emotion rising up that I cannot put language to, because sometimes you just feel it but can't put words to it, or there's so many words that you can't even make sense of it, I journal. And I do not try to format what comes out. I just do a brain dump on the page, and I can go back and read it when I'm settled. Then I can say, okay, so this is what was at the root of what I was feeling in that moment. And then I could talk to a trusted friend about it, my therapist about it, pray about it, or whatever my next step is. Any other questions about prescription? Because I would like for you to take a moment to jot down what could potentially be your healing prescription tools.
Powerful shares and foundation setting for us, Jubilee. So how much time do you want folks to get to jot down their prescription?
I'd say let's take about 2 minutes. Right. And if you want to share with us in the chat, you can do that as well, but we can set the timer for about 2 minutes. What healing tools? Sure. And if you heard some that I mentioned that you love already use, feel free.
Sure. And Chantel, you came on and were asking for examples while folks write. And let me set this time because I want to make sure that we are good to flow.
Yes.
Chantel, anything came up for you as an example of what you use in your healing journey?
Yeah, so I said that Starbucks is my second home as well. And I really it allows me to get lost in what I'm doing. I don't know what it is about the vibe in there for me. And I didn't start doing that until grad school. So I don't know if it was like from there how I worked so hard through school, and I just know this is my zone. But I
Yeah.
like people watch as well. And I remember praying like, God, if I could work from Starbucks forever, that'd be great. And now I do, because the way my job is set up. So I manifested this, and I love that I'm able to do that. And I have an altar, and that's something that I want to get back to as far as my healing tools, because I have so many tools sitting right on that altar, and I just bypass it. You know, sometimes the depression makes it hard to even want to sit there and do the work. So if I'm being completely transparent, it's like I look over at it. I know I tell myself tonight, and it's not always that easy. It's just things like this to remind me that it's possible, and that, you know, I'm not alone in feeling like I'm not attached to the things that once made me feel like a healing was coming, and getting back to those things.
Yeah, absolutely. And invent a new space. As you were just speaking, Chantel, it's like I heard the Holy Spirit say water, right? Like pray about and consider and meditate on adding water to your toolkit.
Okay.
Like, you know, it's like either walking by water, you know, driving by it, or having like, you know, running water. I just hear running water when you speak.
Okay.
You know, as like a clearing and a refreshing, a revitalization.
Maybe I need a spiritual bath.
Yeah, seriously.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All righty, so our time is complete.
Awesome.
Abimbola said, healing can begin by concentrating on the good things you had in your relationships. I used to sew, which helped me heal. Spiritual sessions and beliefs also assisted with my healing. I want to quickly say something, Jubilee, about what Kaisha shared. And I love what you shared with her. I'm like, when people are telling you don't mention it, the person don't talk about it, don't call them. I'm like, their stories are woven together.
Yes.
So to try to exorcise it out, is antithetical to her human existence. You know, so just thinking about that, like I can't pull out the pieces of my life, even though they don't feel good, to accommodate some vision someone else has, or to think it's going to accommodate me. Like all of it makes me who I am. And I love what you shared with her. So Kaisha, rock on. And sometimes I get triggered around something, but what the growth is for me is that I get to know that I've come far. Like I'm still crying, but I don't cry as long. My belly is flipping, but it flips a few times and then I move on after an hour rather than sitting in the shit for 2 weeks straight. So yeah, it's the measure, the barometer of your healing that we look at.
Add that Kaisha, it's a reminder of your grandmother passed away, and the people who are passed, we miss them, right? And then you have your exes who are here in the flesh, and you have to see them on social media or passing them by, or if you have kids together, you see them, right? So if we miss people who aren't physically here, it's harder when you have to see the person that you miss in any capacity, right? So that's where you show yourself grace as well, because it's harder when you know they're still alive and breathing, and those things, you can still see them.
Oh, sure. Yes, I'm going to read. Thank you, Chantel.
Yes, absolutely.
Sister wrote Shirley Chisholm Park. I have to get over there, Lord. Who was part of her prescription, plant medicine. Shay Z posted from Facebook. Martine declared that meditating, Netflix, music, writing, getting a massage, communing, and sharing are part of her prescriptions. And Denise said on Facebook, wait a minute, it's jumping. No time doesn't heal wounds. You have to want to heal. As my first action, praying was a part of it. Allowing myself to cry was a part of it. Reversing the words that have been said to me was a part of it. Counseling was a part of it. Finally, talking honestly about it. Releasing a release letter was a part of it. Going to movies alone was a part of it. Changing my diet. Going to the ocean to dreams. Release and bring in. And then finally, as far as what's in the chat, my prescription, this is Kaisha, is creating a routine for myself. prayer, once again, workout, traveling short or long distances, therapy, and woo workshops.
Yes.
Awesome.
This is so beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And this is what I want you to continue to do. And this is a way to recenter as well. So I feel like, was it Chantel that said earlier, like kind of feeling separated from those things, like that bring about healing, like those, that naturally occurs because life is just, it's just happening, you know, and we literally have no control over like certain events that happen. And so sometimes we can get off kilter. And so I say, you know, jot it down and acknowledge and lift it so that in those moments when you feel off kilter, right, you can grab something from the toolkit, right? Like I just did, I added an episode on my podcast the other day and I called it Soak. And it was just about the fact that like, I relocated from New York to Maryland about a month ago. You know, and this weekend was hard for me because ain't nobody here and I don't know nobody here. Right. But like, I talk about the importance of like, when you go through a shift, no matter if it's big or small, right, it's just different and it is requiring a different part of you to become alive and to respond, right? This prescription is important. So then I had to find my Starbucks, my local Starbucks. I had to sit in my living room on the floor and soak and listen to my worship music and get myself back. To say go further faster because it's really not a race, but we can continue to evolve forward when we are grounded in the things that do help us heal and we know what they are. Okay.
Beautiful.
So thank
Ready
you
for the next slide?
I sure am.
Awesome.
Here we go. 5 key strategies for healthy healing. So I got a story. You want to hear it? Here it go. So I called it healthy healing because I believe that you can heal, right? Or have the appearance of healing, but still be broken, right? And I don't like broken. Broken is not a good word. And still be anchored in trauma, right? In a pit of trauma, right? And so I put healthy healing because it deactivates all of the superficial spaces that we can sometimes live in. It's like, and that those do sound like the phrases, girl, please, I'm over that. Oh, no, unbothered, look at my face. I'm unbothered. Look at my face. I'm unbothered, child, whatever, right? Then go home and boohoo and just, you know, wet the whole pillow at night, right? And so for me, it's the intentionality that I'm talking about really helps to bridge the gap so that you are walking as one, right? In terms of being able to acknowledge like where you really are, right? That in that vulnerable space that is strength, right? While still walking forward to a place of wholeness. And so, so that's healthy healing. And I think one of the greatest examples is, like I'll use the example of us clearing this morning, Shawnee, when I shared and I said, you know, someone close to me this week betrayed me. So I'm grieving, you know, through that. But I could have said, I'm just so excited to be here, which I am. I'm excited to be here. I love y'all. Hey, how you doing? But I could have been like, I'm just so excited, just everything. I just relocated, got a beautiful apartment. It's just this, everything is just wonderful. And I just want to spread love and positivity. But I have learned, right, through healthy healing over the years, it's important to really, really say what the thing is. Especially in our world, somebody goes, how are you doing? And you go, I'm blessed and highly favored, or I'm blessed, I'm good, all is well. Because I think that we're so used to people, right? People don't listen for the B part or the response. At least not in, you know, where I'm from. To be like, how you doing? But how you doing is like a good morning. It's not because I really want to know how you're doing, right? So I think part of the healthy healing is also reversing. I think that was in someone's comment earlier, right? Reversing the words that have been said to me is a part of it. It's a little different meaning there, but sort of reversing our response, right? Because I think that over time we can give responses that we are expected to say, right? So that we can be accepted versus flowing from an authentic space, because that's just where we are. And that's okay, whether you accept it or not, right? I'm ready for the next slide.
No, come on.
All right.
Give me mute. Thank you. Go ahead, Mama.
All right, so statements, okay? This is really, 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 really big, right? The first S is statements. Mottos, quotes, sayings, affirmations, questions. What are the statements that you can look at and read over and over again, and they are like marrow to the bones, right? For me, one of them is gonna be, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. If I get, or be anxious for nothing, but in all things, right? In prayer and supplication, right? I've got certain scriptures, right? And I've also got my own motto that I think I wrote this. So if y'all see somebody else saying that, y'all ping me, y'all text me, okay? Better, not bitter. I will be better, not bitter. I say this every day, especially when going through my divorce, because I said, oh, you're trying to get me. You're trying to get me to operate in my lower self, and you're not gonna get me. And I'm gonna scream, I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna do whatever my work is, but I'm going to come out better, not bitter, right? So what are your affirmations, mottos, quotes, okay? I read a lot of Brene Brown. Brene Brown talks a lot about vulnerability. You know, a few years ago, you know, I got a revelation about the fact that vulnerability is strength, and that strength is vulnerability. Putting on this mask and being all strong and, you know, or superficially strong, you know, it's just not it. It's not real. But being able to get to a place where you close the gap between what you're really feeling and what you're saying, that is a beautiful place. That is vulnerability. So what are your statements? If you've got any, go ahead and drop them in the chat. If you don't, I want to give you about a minute to look one up and drop it in the chat.
Yeah, and we have some in here as well.
Awesome.
Already. So
Okay,
Rachel.
Yes, thank you. Go ahead.
Paula said, love yourself first. No one is greater than you. That's on her wall.
Beautiful.
Adam said, my motto is sometimes your critics, competitors, and enemies are right.
Ooh, wait, Adam, now you got to come off mute now, Adam. Adam, I want to hear more about this here.
Yeah, I'll come off of mute.
Thank you.
So so do you want me to respond to that quote that I created?
Yeah, I want to know more about this, because this is like you know, I don't hear this too often. So tell me about this quote.
Okay, I came up with that quote because usually when we're going
why
through things,
why this is your motto?
What the reason why I came up with that quote is because when we go through things such as trauma and pain and heartache and whatnot, sometimes we don't look within ourselves. Sometimes we look for other people and things, and we want to place blame on them.
Mm-hmm.
So consequently, when we do that, we're not healing ourselves. We're not getting close to that step where we can heal ourselves, especially when you constantly placing blame on other people and things. So that's why I came up with that quote. Sometimes your enemies are right.
Adam, you better preach on this Sunday morning, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. And Joy, thank you. Joy, being a victim has no growth. Can you just share for a minute? Because that is also so impactful for me. So I want to know why it's your motto.
Good morning.
Morning.
It's my motto because, you know, that's been most of my life experience. So I just I try to make these sayings to help me grow.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I've been living by since young. So it helps me a lot. Like if I keep saying it and if I lived it, just being a victim and getting nowhere, just being stuck and telling my story as a victim and not a survivor, you know? So yes, I believe being a victim has no growth and it keeps you stuck, you know? So I love that, and because it helps me, you know.
Thank you. That is amazing. That is simple, but it's really impactful. And then Chantel, could you kind of voice over the others that are in there, because there's some good ones coming in. Thank you.
All right, let's see. So Kaisha, but God, I am divine perfection, which was one of our facilitators, Tears of Barnes. She said that. Gina, my motto is the change begins within, the change begins with me. It was taught to her in a class by Brother Aku. Yeah. And Sweetness on Facebook said, bitter has a tendency to create sickness. And she also said, God and I are the majority.
Let's go. Yes, K Sweetness Jennings.
Angela said, everything is a blessing if you have the mind for it. Awesome. Martine, this energy ain't for everybody, and that's okay.
Okay, and that's on period.
Danielle said, your experiences are, oops, they're jumping.
That's my sissy. Hi, sissy.
Your experiences are part of your uniqueness, your story, your purpose. Jem on Facebook, no weapon formed against me shall prosper.
That's right. That's right.
Fear and God cannot occupy the same space.
Wow.
Yes, that reminds me of you can't pray and worry.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Like that's what we got here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. I'm ready for the next slide. I'm so full right now. I hope you are too.
Yeah, you're making magic up in here. We're
Oh,
a second, Mama.
so good. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and get this book on Amazon and help make me a bestseller, okay?
I just purchased mine.
Oh, yay. Thank you. Yay.
I'll drop that link for you too, guys.
Thank you. All right. So symbols, okay? Same idea as mottos, but there's like some kind of representation, right? That keeps your eye on the prize, right? So for me, of course, I'm a Christian, so the cross is automatically a symbol for me. And it's more than just suffering. For me, it's suffering, but it's also victory, right? My sons are a symbol for me. One day, years ago, when the turmoil in my marriage had really just, I don't want to say just started, but it hit in a kind of big way where I knew I was going to have to like make a decision soon. I was at a prayer meeting, actually down here in Maryland with one of my mentors, and another lady was there, and she had two sons, and they were, I want to say maybe somewhere between 18 and 21. My sons at the time were probably like, I don't know, 5 or 6, and they were called up to pray, and they prayed well, but it's like my spirit began to like leap and jump as they prayed. And then as I was like meditating, the Holy Spirit said, look up, right? This is a symbol of how your sons will rise up in the kingdom, because one of my sons is on like lighter, he's fairer skin. And one of my sons I call him my little chocolate drop, right? And those two gentlemen were the same complexion as my son. And my ex-husband is also tall. And so they were both tall. And I think my sons are going to be tall. And so that became that in my mind, it just kind of left this mark of like, with all the worrying that you did about your sons, are they going to be okay coming from a single mom home, all the different things, that right there became a symbol for me of like, they're going to be okay. They're going to rise up and be strong men of integrity. They're going to be godly men. You don't have to worry about them. And God used that moment. So my sons are symbols for me as well. What are your symbols? Any visual that you constantly keep before you, a sign, an emblem, a logo, an experience that you have concretized in your minds, any sort of inspiration, what are yours? Can you go ahead and drop those in the chat? And if anybody wants to share, please, you can raise your hand and one of our folks will call on you. What are your symbols?
Yeah, so I'll jump in here while folks are writing and give some time on the clock so that we can generate as a community. So I lead a program for women. It's a rites of passage program called Be the Tree. Mm-hmm. So trees are a major symbol for me. When I'm outside, when I'm conscious and I'm walking, I will stop. I'm like, I don't give a damn who sees me. I will be hugging the tree, touching the tree, talking to the tree. It's just amazing how they are like sentinels. They're like watching over us. So anybody who lives in a space where there are no trees, I'm just like, I'm so sad about that. But that's a major symbol. And inside of the program, we utilize different types of trees and the energies and what the spiritual meanings are of the trees to support us so that we have the tools to keep moving forward powerfully. So I just wanted to share that as a symbol and to tell the community we have like 45 more seconds to generate. So keep them coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you so much for sharing that. Trees, go ahead. Beautiful. Yes. For me, if you see like my logo and if any sort of, public speaking I've done or sermon I've done, I most likely have talked about the metamorphosis of a butterfly. Right. I even got a little one kind of, tattooed right here because of the process, right? The ugliness and the beautifulness or the beauty of a butterfly's metamorphosis is aligned with how my life has unfolded, right? So butterflies are really an intricate, part of my understanding of who I am and how God has allowed me to evolve and to make peace with the cocoon phase, to make peace with the larva stage, all the stages that no one cares about when it comes to a butterfly. Everybody thinks, oh, it's just nasty, it's just growth, right? But look what it produces. Look at this butterfly who comes out purposefully, with wind beneath its wings. So,
thank you. So Abibola said, pictures of my loved ones are all over my house and African arts. And Theodora said, a cross that I purchased for my mother that I wear daily. And Out of the Walls Ministry says seeds are
that's my daddy and that's my mama.
Hey. All right, they hold the future for everything. And Veronica said the Adinkra symbol, Jinyame, meaning accept God, is a powerful symbol for me.
Wow.
Awesome. Do you want anyone to elaborate, or are these good placeholders for where we're going next?
Were you going to say something, Sean?
Yeah, I
didn't hear you. It cut out.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, every few minutes it'll like the Wi-Fi will like kind of stop your sound. I was saying that do you want someone to elaborate that has posted, or is this a good placeholder to move forward?
This is a good placeholder to move forward.
All right.
Yeah.
No
Thank
problem.
you for that. Appreciate it. All right. So now we kind of get to the technical part, right? Systems and structures, right? This is about when are we accessing the tools that we have, right? We're not going to put dates yet, but so Wednesdays were my day, right? I would call it Wellness Wednesdays. I would fast, but it would not always be off of food. It may have been off of social media. It may have been, off of, talking on the phone. It may have been food, right? So it just, whatever, came up in my spirit as something that I needed to sort of give over to God, turn my plate down in whatever way so that I could really focus. I would go to Starbucks. I would have my time to journal. I would also go to therapy, and I would be really intentional about listening to or reading my books on healing. I found a book. I just was looking like, what are you supposed to do in the middle? Because this is all about transitional spaces too, right? Sometimes you're in that in between, and that is also the subheading of my book, The Crisis and the Crown: What to Do When You're in Between Healing and Wholeness, right? That space. So I'd be really intentional about reading my books on this day. Not that it would be the only day that I would be doing any of these things, but I would create this day as a sacred day. And so no matter, what was happening, I needed to get these things in on this day, right? And so what kinds of systems and structures do you have, or do you envision putting into place so that these tools that you listed earlier, these mottos and these symbols, can constantly be feeding and nourishing you and inspiring you to continue on your healing journey?
Beautiful. So I'll give a minute and a half to generate. I also want to point out that it's 8:01, and in the Wake Up Space, we always do a check-in. If folks have to transition off, we acknowledge you. I know this is church for some people are working. So we just ask that you stay in touch. You participated in this session. If you want to reach out to Jubilee for support, to connect, for coaching, guidance. You know, her music is available. So we encourage you to utilize her contact information to do that. And Jubilee is a phenomenal being. So follow her on her social media. There's always something powerful to see and beautiful to see and inspiration to be had. So we'll drop that in the chat so you can follow up. We have about another minute for you to generate your systems and structures, but we wanted to acknowledge folks who had to step out of the space. So thank y'all, everybody.
Thank
All
you.
right. All right. And we have a hand up. Do you want to wait a few more seconds or you want to hear from the person, Jubilee?
I'd love to hear, and then we can move to the next slide. Sure.
Okay, no problem. Teresa, if you could unmute yourself.
Yes, peace and blessing.
and
Thank you for sharing your story. I actually had an experience this week where I had met a person. I left, I have resolved a relationship, and
So they have a pool, a heated pool, if you want to swim.
Somebody got a heated pool.
I'm getting one. I'm getting a heated
I need
pool.
one, right?
Let me tell you something, okay? Go ahead. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Teresa. We're listening.
And I had met a person, and we were talking, and I realized that I still, had emotion for the other person. So I say to myself, like Teresa, so a friend of mine was like, well, you ought to just keep on going. But I don't feel like that's fair to the other person if I'm still dealing with the emotion. But what I did realize is that I'm okay with the emotions and that, that it's okay. I don't have to, just, oh my God, I'm still got those emotions. And so I felt good, that I was powerful enough to myself to say that it's okay. And, that just deal with emotions and just work on loving on you. And so,
that's right. Be
so
honest with
that's
yourself.
growth. I feel like that's growth for me.
Absolutely.
That I, not to get, so deep down in that situation that I, just started feeling sorry. No, I don't feel sorry for myself. You're okay, baby girl. So, and like you said, what's that word just say is that, just get over it. No, it just doesn't happen like that, so. And I'm complete. And thank you so much for bringing this conversation up.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Teresa. Okay.
All right. So we ready for the next slide?
Absolutely.
All right, wonderful.
Okay. And so strategy, right? The action plan. So this is really where I'm going to ask you to think about all the things you said earlier, right? And what is your schedule going to look like? Let's say this week. What is one thing that you're going to pull from your symbols, from your, let's call it a toolkit, from your healing toolkit that you're going to make sure you put into your schedule this week? If you are already doing it, what will you continue this week, right? If you're adjusting because perhaps you got away from it, what are you going to reenact this week, right? And this is the intentionality part, right? If I said, well, you know what, I'm just gonna journal. I'll go to therapy every now and then. I don't think that I would be in this place right now, right? It was the intentionality that helped me get to a space of consistency so that healing became a lifestyle. Healing became a habit, right? And so we often hear habits of sometimes people think it's a negative thing, but of course you can have healthy habits, right? And so healing can become a healthy habit where you have a posture of literally making a plan to walk through and out of traumatic spaces from healing into wholeness. Thank you, Imani. Says, I will adopt that as sacred day or morning to be focused on my healing because as yet I am not intentional about making the time for myself. I have lots of tools and readings from WUE or from Woo, but want to utilize more. That's beautiful, Imani. Thank you for sharing. That time, carving out that time is critical. And it's important to guard the time. Things will continue to come up. And one question that helps me to always make sure that I carve out sacred time for myself is thinking about what happens if I didn't, right? Like, will I be the person that I would like to be? This loving person, right? A person that is flexible, a person that's able to extend grace, right? And operate in grace. Like, am I going to be able to be that person if I do not take this time for myself? I can't continue to show up for everybody else, talk to everybody else, counsel everybody else, coach everybody else, right? And not have that time to build myself up and to ensure that I am poured into so that I'm not pouring out of an empty cup, it's easy to become, you know, popular this day, viral this day, and then it automatically it's like, oh wow, they're doing so good, look. But sometimes, right, all that stuff is superficial because the bottom falls out, right? And it's like, I don't want my bottom to fall out. I want my cup to be well formed, and I want it to be full so that I can pour out, right?
Shay, you know what? Just thinking about strategy, and folks, please do drop your strategies in the chat. We strategize about everything else, other stuff.
Yes.
But around us, it's just so important. And people think sometimes like strategy for me, like,
yes,
you know, I'm not a cog or machine or business. I'm like, the business of me requires a strategy for sure.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that I was telling Chantel in Kinyofu, like we're on a thread together around our physical well-being. And I've been struggling with my body, just been sedentary. I've been in the house a lot. And then also just have gained a lot of weight during the COVID period because I'm usually on the go all the time, and that shifted. And I'm like, who is this? But I'm like, I have to strategize around my well-being and being healthy and being fit. I have to. Part of that is like how much water I drink and what the exercise regimen is going to be and what I'm pouring into my spirit, me doing ritual work at my altar. Like if I don't have an accountability, Jubilee, because if ain't nobody watching, sometimes I'm just like, F it. I'm gonna eat this bar of chocolate and sit on the couch and chill.
Yes.
So I
love
have
that.
to strategize. And because I'm so intuitive, when I'm not eating properly, the messages don't come through. My body is toxic. So it's like a tuning fork, and I don't get what I need to get in reference to for myself, and then also how I guide and direct other people intuitively. So thank you for this piece, like this buildup. It is so powerful. And there's some shares in the chat that I want to make sure that you hear and see. So K Sweetness says, walking, moving, running, walking, moving forward with intention, positively, joy-filled, making progress, walking, moving, running, to see who will walk and run with me, deciding how fast to walk or run for myself, moving forward, steady, motion, no hesitation, sometimes fast and slow at times, daily, sometimes not, always making necessary changes, adjustments, alteration, deciding while walking, before running, walking forward with the assurance, a bright end to be next beginning for me, the selfish me, who cares deeply for we. And from Facebook, Martine said, I will implement my holistic self-care regimens this week. Martine, what are they? What are they?
Yeah.
Jubilee, you just wrote what I said.
I had to quote you, child. Yes.
Thank you, my love. And I got to write it down so I remember.
Yes.
And then K Sweetness again, so much magic happens when I stay in the moment. When I embrace the present, magic happens when I stay in the moment. Martine, again, I will implement. Oh, okay, that's repeated. Time is my biggest challenge, Martine says. It still escapes me regularly. So yeah.
So I want to say this, right, before we go to number 5. Okay. We'll wrap on that. One, what doesn't get dated doesn't get done. I learned that from prioritize yourself. It is not a crime. In order to be selfless, you need to be selfish first. I would like to break the myth that you cannot prioritize yourself and still be a giving, loving person. That is not true. And I want to challenge you, right? Even if you're not going to put it in the chat, I want to challenge you to pray about and to meditate about this part of your life that deserves your full attention, whatever it is, right? Implementing your holistic regimen, working out on a daily basis, taking time to read, taking time to do things that make you laugh and smile and release, walking, jogging, talking on the phone, doing a little bit of retail therapy, whatever it is, you deserve you. You deserve you. You deserve your space, your time, your intentionality. I want to break the myth of external foci, always determining the decisions that we make for ourselves. I want to break that. We make decisions sometimes because what will people think? What will they do? If I say I can't make it to this brunch, or they, girl, you don't never come out, or you don't. I want to break that. Take a moment to meditate and think about what it is that you would like to do for yourself without guilt. And for the sister who said that time escapes, grab your time back, even if it's 5 minutes. I coached someone last week and I said, just start with an hour. 1 hour a week. Can you get 1 hour a week for yourself? You're worth at least 1 hour a week for yourself. I just feel that really heavy. There's a lot of things that pull us in life, and until we are able to be centered and anchored, you can't make progress, because time is the thing in which our change is anchored. So we have to grab hold of it in order for the change to happen, right? So that's, okay.
Beautiful, thank you. So let me put this slide up so that we can glide into the next piece.
Oh, I like this. Martine, thank you from Martine. Lisa said, skincare, like actually rubbing lotion on my skin instead of skipping it to rush out. That is self-care. That is good.
Yeah, it's good for the world too. No ashiness. I agree. Oh God.
Oh my God, you ever walk outside and just be ashy?
Yes. All right.
Okay,
awesome.
thank you so much. All right. Yeah, thank you for those that did drop in the chat. Please hold those things daily to your heart and prioritize yourself. And Imani, I saw your comment, and bravo to you for making that decision. Success, right? This is on the same premise that what doesn't get dated, what doesn't get done, and that we deserve to celebrate ourselves, right? For my 40th birthday, I didn't want to plan a party, but I wanted a place to celebrate that I turned 40, because that was a big deal. Especially when cancer tried to take me out at 26, and life tried to take me out in many different ways. I really should be in a psychiatric ward if I tell you the full story. But God, spared me, saved my mind, it comforted me, gave me a village, poured into me, allows me to flow in love and grace and all the good things. And so I planned a party and had a blast, and wouldn't change it for the world. As stressful as and annoying as it was, to plan it, all the people that I loved, or most of them, were there. We rejoiced, we danced, right? So how will you celebrate yourself, right? And add that to your regimen. How do you celebrate yourself? Small wins, right? Small wins, big wins. How do you celebrate yourself, right? There's not going to be a 6-week period of time that passes, right, where I ain't going to go to somebody's spa somewhere. That's how I celebrate. I do not need a spa party, even though I love a good spa party. If you want to plan one for me, let me know. I will send you all my information, right? But for my birthday, and I do this even when it isn't my birthday, but I found my favorite spa. I went in it. They have a little room. It had some fruit, had a little candle. I had some champagne, right? And that was my celebration. I was by myself, me and Jesus in the room. How do you celebrate yourself? Right? Y'all laughing at how do you celebrate yourself? How will you celebrate yourself if you don't already? Right? And I'm talking about the same intentionality that we take to do this personal work, this deep work, this healing work, this work of forgiveness, this work of letting go, this work of being revitalized and rejuvenated. How will you celebrate yourself? Go ahead and drop it in the chat. And Sean, if you see anyone that wants to share, they can share at this point.
Yeah, let's hear a voice, because I'm curious about this whole celebratory piece. All right, Aaliyah, let me know if you are willing to share. And I just see one of my favorite people, Audrey Jane, in the space. I don't know if she's up to talk, but I would love to hear her voice. I miss you. Aaliyah, you down? You up for sharing? How you gonna celebrate yourself? No pressure. I just want to know.
Actually, this was just right on time, and I just appreciate the sister actually just sharing this with us. Yesterday, I did. I'm so bad. I did practice self-care, and I went and got a pedicure. So baby steps, and I'm
Yes.
thankful.
Yes, and bravo to you for getting a pedicure. Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you. Because I used to get pedicures all the time before the pandemic, and it was really interesting for me because I hadn't really did anything or polished my nail bed in like 15, 20 years because I was so used to going to somebody else doing that. So it was somewhat of a journey for me over the last 2 years, just practicing self-care on myself, but they weren't looking as nice. So yesterday I did like a spa treatment. It was really nice. So being here this morning, it was like, okay, you know what? You did the right thing. So thank you.
Right. Absolutely.
Awesome.
You deserve that moment. Absolutely.
Yes. And just thinking about, I did call on Audrey Jane, not sure if she's open, amenable, able, but also Laura Clark. I would love to hear from you. Like, how do you celebrate your wins yourself? Go ahead, baby.
Good morning.
Morning.
Oh, for me, I've started to go into the beauty salon to get my hair done, do my pedicure, manicure. I take baths at least twice a week. I light my candle with my oils,
Yes,
my tea, and I soak in my special hemp Epsom salt soak.
yes.
Yes. So,
And you from my people country, you from Jamaica?
Yes, ma'am. Straight up from Jamaica. Yeah, I'm from Jamaica.
Yes. That's where my mom and my grandma are from. I hear your accent.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you for sharing.
Yes, coming on to Woo is a celebration for me because right now I just want to be sleeping, but I just, decide to come on, and I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Ashe.
All righty. So I'm going to follow your lead, Mama. Oh, Audrey Jane, there you go.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hi. I love your name.
How are you guys? How are you, Shawnee? I miss you guys. So I would say my overall self-care tip, one thing I've really been standing in for myself is like keeping my word to myself. So if it's like, Audrey Jane, you want to try this restaurant or you want to go hiking, and a lot of my things are going to be solo trips, but it's for me of saying like having confidence in myself that I believe I can keep my word to myself and really standing into that. So that's going for a walk. That's like being like, oh, not waiting for somebody to buy me something if I can do it. And so that's just what I've been walking in. And I thank you for creating this space. It's always divine, and I'm happy I'm here.
Me too. Happy to see you, looking beautiful. All right, we have a lot of shares in the chat. Chantel, help me out with the spotlighting if you would. Thank you. So K Sweetness said, I celebrate myself by paying attention to the feelings and ride through the feeling. I give myself grace. I give myself grace. I keep my linens clean and fresh. Kaisha said, get up and go. Monthly shopping, purchases of small items that make me look and feel good.
Yes.
And I'm not sure who's on the iPhone, but I'm going to share. I'm heading to the spa today with 2 of my sister friends. I'm making this a monthly visit. So drop in the chat who iPhone is, because I want to know who's doing that. I love it. Kaisha, I'm getting a massage with my oldest daughter today. And Sweetness mentioned again, clean, fresh sheets and being important to her. And Jim, I've resumed my monthly massages and sauna sessions.
Beautiful.
And my sister said, my literal sister said, I celebrate myself with silence. And she laughed out loud.
Yeah, this is funny.
Yes. And Kaisha, I also completed an obstacle course that made me feel real good. All right.
Come on. This is excellent. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah.
All right. So where we going next, my love?
So that was our
final.
That was our final slide. So you've just completed an abbreviated version of the Crisis in the Crown Masterclass. And so I really just want to give, make some space for, dialogue. If there's any other comments that people want to share to sort of build on what we talked about today. And then we can play the video and we can wrap.
All righty. Yeah. So you're in for a treat, family. Let's check this out here from our sister. And you know what, before we play it, anything you want to say about even the manifestation?
You having
a hard time
hearing?
Oh,
yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. So the name of this song is Good Out of Bad. I wrote it and it is available on every single place you can imagine. iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, etc., YouTube. It took me a while to figure out what the name of the song was going to be. But the first line says, 6 feet under, left me for dead. And the dirt you threw on me helped me bloom again.
Wow. All right, here we go.
Right. And so it really is, right? Yes, everything that happens in our lives is there's good is able to come from it. And that's that. And that it goes with the premise of I will be better, not bitter.
Sure.
Yeah.
I got a story to tell you. Six feet under left me for dead, and the dirt you threw on me helped me bloom again. You ain't know this flower blooms through adversity. I took all them broken pieces and made a dream. Walked right over the trap you set. Took a lot to get your ugly words out my head. Now I'm flowing and I'm growing, so glad I'm free. Vibrating high, happy to be me. I don't make good of the bad you gave to me. Turning off key note to a melody. Take a flat line hard and make it beat. Make a dungeon a place of victory. I don't make good of the bad you gave to me. Turning off key note to a melody. Take a flat line hard and make it beat. Make a dungeon a place of victory. I bet you thought it was over. Welcome to the sequel. New me, know you. The tears that I cried for so many nights provided water for the garden I'm walking through. Now I'm taking my time, enjoying life, living in the light. No more surviving, I'm thriving. Joy instead of sorrow, and I'm here for it all. I don't make good of the bad you gave to me. Turning off key note to a melody. Take a flat line hard and make it beat. Make a dungeon a place of victory. I don't make good of the bad you gave to me. Turning off key note to a melody. Take a flat line hard and make it beat. Make a dungeon a place of victory. You tried to destroy me with your lies. Standing tall after the fight of my life. Oh, I'm better, not bitter. I'm a queen, I'm a winner. And there ain't no wrong you could do to me that God won't make right. I don't make good of the bad you gave to me. Turning off key note to a melody. Take a flat line hard and make it beat. Make a dungeon a place of victory. I don't make good of the bad you gave to me. Turning off key note to a melody. Take a flat line hard and make it beat. Make a dungeon a place of victory. I don't make good of the bad you gave to me. I'ma be fine. I'ma be fine. Take a flat line hard and make it beat. Make a dungeon a place of victory.
Wow, amazing. So family, let her hear you. I know we have our own ritual, but you can unmute and give some love to Jubilee for what she created. Yes.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Make
Thank
it
you.
a
That was
melody.
beautiful.
Oh my God. Take a
Awesome.
flat line heart. Oh my God. Just, oh God,
That
I'm
was
sick here.
amazing.
I'm just a hot mess. Thank
Yeah,
you. Oh,
You know what stands out for me, Jubilee? Make a
God.
dungeon a place of victory. I know that
Oh,
space over the
my
course of my
God.
life. Amazing. Amazing.
Thank you,
Um,
Jubilee. Thank you.
Of course, absolutely.
I need that as a
Whew.
ringtone. You need to make that a ringtone.
Okay. All right. I kind of rushed and just was like, I haven't got no time to make no ringtone. Okay, I receive it. I'll do it. I'm going. Thank you. But please
Amazing.
purchase it. Please go find it. It's going to be in one of these links. I'm like, Lord, my songs deserve to be on the radio.
Absolutely.
Okay, I agree. So there you go. Got two right
Repeatedly.
here. Three.
So I pray that he opens the door for that to happen.
I trust and
yeah.
believe that.
Thank
he
you.
will. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So this session has been magnificent. We are so grateful to you. So let me put up the next slides. I'm like so caught up in full from what I've just seen. I'm like, do your job, Johnny. Do your job. All right. Let me put this slide, the special offer, and you can tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want to say anything about The Crisis in the Crown, the book? You told us about it earlier, but just a little bit more. Look at you holding it, flipping it. I love it.
Let me tell you something. It took me 3 years to get this thing out. You know, and several, it was, am I going to bash this man in this book? No, that's not my way. Like, what do you want? What do you want? And finally, it was like, no, take the jewels that you learned from your healing journey. You had to stumble, you had to fall, you got bruised up, you learned through experience, and share with other people so that they can have a more guided experience to their healing evolution. And so that's what it's about. It's my personal testimony. But it is anchored in help. Every single situation, I'm still here, smiling well, and it's in this book, how I got there.
Beautiful. Yeah, so we got songs to download, purchase. We have a book to purchase, and connections, deeper connections to be made with our sister. So the first two participants to email her, Jubilee, Sister Jubilee, will receive one complimentary copy of her book, The Crisis in the Crown. So Chantel was saying she wants to make a video, and now you got her all hyped. You know, she's gonna make a video and dance and sing and talking.
You made it seem possible. Like, okay, I can do it too.
Yes, you can. Yes,
just like the healing process. Just like
yes.
The healing process.
Yes. So come on, family, jump on there so you can get your complimentary copies. 2 people.
Yes. Oh, one more thing. The it looks just like this, but it's white, and it's a lined journal. It doesn't have any prompts or anything in there, but the book has prompts. So if you get the book, if you do order the book, you can also order the journal because you can respond to the prompts in the journal.
Beautiful. All right. And here's our sister's contact information. So Facebook, Instagram, email, and website. And then also she's on YouTube. Awesome video content. You can see her speaking, singing, just doing the damn thing. She's also
it's Jubilee TV.
Yes, actor too. Actor. She's definitely all of it.
I received that. That's the goal of mine too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in you. All right. So we're gonna move forward. Love offerings. So we got an opportunity to pour into Jubilee in many ways, and then also bless the Wake Up community. So, you know, purchasing all that we've declared today, and just making sure you follow up and make sure she gets the views and all the stuff that she needs to carry her vision for her life forward, and wear her crown magnificently. And you can give today, and you know, in this space, money is my own natural energy yield. So please do give to Sister Jubilee. Use Zelle Quick Pay, so leadershipdevelopment@gmail.com, or Cash App $Spirit of a Woman. Her code is #591JR. And there's nothing junior about her. This just happens to be her initials. All right, for the family who is here all the time and you want to give a monthly donation rather than having to take action daily, the 5 days a week that we're in here, or really the 3 that we do love offerings, you can use one of these links that's in the chat, and also visually you can screenshot so that you can give, and it's just already there and you don't have to think about it. It's just done. So please do click one of the links and offer something monthly towards the Wake Up community. And she just came into the space. Sahu Speak Kokai is up tomorrow, and she is going to be presenting on the skin I'm in. One of the things that I love about her is that she is unapologetic about the skin that she is in. She is always happy, joyful, bringing light. And when people don't get it, it's like, that's all you. So please do join tomorrow. You're in for a treat, and it's an appetizer, 30 minutes of power and punch, so that we can stand in the skin that we are in unapologetically, like Sahu Speak. Then the next day, Tuesday, we are going to be with Rebecca Tardot, and it's the take the steps towards your dreams. So we're talking about what Jubilee gave us today, being in our own skin and then moving towards our dreams. Like, all of this stuff is connected. So Woo Nation, anybody who is new, I think the majority of you in the space have been in the space, but we want to remind you that any new members, and we ask you to invite new members into the space. We can't be stingy with this work, so they can learn, elevate, and ascend with us. If you're new on Facebook, drop that in so we can celebrate you. Please keep coming back. In this space, we say, don't get it and quit it. Keep on showing up so we can grow, evolve, and ascend together. Here's our schedule: Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Today is Sunday. We had a 90-minute session, and Jubilee was right on time with her session. She was like finished at 8:30 on the dot. So just making magic all the time. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, 90 minutes, and Monday and Wednesday, 30 minutes. Don't take all day for you to be magnificent and for you to get poured into so you can live your life and be a blessing. And if you want to receive automated texts and reminders, type in 74121 for your text. And then when you get that number in, just put the words in caps, Woo Nation, and you'll be added to the automated texting for the morning. And Woo Swag, we have t-shirts, water bottles, tea mugs, I'm a tea drinker, or coffee for the coffee drinkers, t-shirts, sweatshirts, sleeves for your laptops, a bag to carry all this delicious swagaliciousness, and then also a journal. Jubilee was talking about writing today, but get her journal. We can have multiple journals. I have like 50 journals in my house. You can never have enough journals and lines to write. So do that. The link is in the chat. And we just want to thank you and ask you to stay in touch. Today is the top of the week. I think this week is maybe 113 or 112. I can't remember. Chantel, you tell me. I can't remember. So register for this week. 113? Mm-hmm. Look at us, y'all. 113 weeks. 13 weeks of Woo. So you're right. Like
591 episodes.
Yes, we're amazing. So register bit.ly/wake up movement. Facebook, we have 2 pages, one group page, one private page. So check out those links and join if you're not already in. Instagram, Wake Up Everybody Virtual. We're working on adding more content there. YouTube, and then also email us if you have ideas, feedback, any of that good stuff, info@wakeupseries@gmail.com. So I'm taking this down. Y'all know what to do. We celebrate our facilitators. We celebrate ourselves. So unmute and let's let it rip with the love shower. Come on, family. Let's do that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Jubilee, for this great presentation.
Thank you so much.
To you
so
and
amazing, so powerful, just so eye-opening, and I got so many nuggets to chew on for the rest of this week. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone. Let's move forward, everybody.
Thank you for doing your healing work for yourself so that we can be able to model that, watch that, help ourselves. This came in just on time for me. Yesterday was such a triggering day, and this just helped me to.
Thank you so much. This is beautiful.
This was just amazing, and I thank you so much. God bless you all. Continue in your journey, and thank you for those powerful lines. Better, not bitter.
So much, sister.
Turning an off-key note into a melody like this, you just really just gave me some medicine today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yay. Thank y'all, family. Beautiful. Have an awesome day. We will see you tomorrow.